This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. Hi, this is Joe Rabil. So I'm going to talk about MACD today, but we're going to talk about something different, something I have never covered on this channel. I want to show a different way to use it around the zero line. And I think this will be very helpful. So if you want to learn more about some of these techniques, I would suggest starting with my book. You can click the link in the description to find out more. And also, if you do enjoy this content, can you please hit that like button and also subscribe? It really helps the channel. All right, let's go ahead and get going. So the way I'm going to go through several examples, just looking at one single chart, just so you can understand how this can be used in all different time frames and in different ways. All right. Now, this is the IBM daily chart. And what we're looking at is we've got this MACD zero line here. All right. And if you haven't watched my MACD videos, I have a playlist. I would suggest going through those, and you can start from the beginning, kind of work your way through. There's a lot of them in there, and I think you can get a lot out of it. And so what we want to do, though, is understand how to use this zero line, which is essentially where the 12 exponential moving average is crossing above or below the 26 exponential moving average. All right, that's the way this is set up. You can see how that's the setup, the 12, 26, 9. All right. Now, what I want to make sure you get is that that's sort of a pivotal area, right? So I look for trades as we're crossing above, crossing to the downside or crossing above, right? Now, what I've said in the past is, we want to look for signals as we cross below or when we cross above. But I don't think I've ever gone this far in explaining that what you can really do is actually sort a list by MACD, okay? And you can see that we can go through the list and find in the middle of the list, or depending on whether the market's bullish or bearish. If it's neutral, probably have about as many below the zero line as above the zero line. And if you'd be looking for the ones that are right around the zero line, right around zero. You find, I used to start where it was like negative point whatever, all right, and have a small negative. And I'm looking for the ones that are starting to cross right above. So I've sorted by that, so then I can just hit the, go through and start browsing through one at a time. And I am looking for the stocks that are crossing above that zero level, okay? And I want to find the first pull. I'm playing the first pullback, all right? Wherever that shows up, I want to play that first pullback. So in this case on IBM, it was right here. We got a pullback, we had a pinch play, and it was a great setup. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I did do a video on IBM a month or two ago where we were looking at strength on this breakout, and then we had this pullback, and then as we were turning up, we wanted to use the daily chart. Well, there it is. The signal actually shows up right where we need it, meaning it's part of a bigger picture plan. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. I used to do this just as a single time frame trading mechanism. When we cross the zero line, you look for that first pullback, and we want it to be pretty close to zero when we're playing the trade. All right. So in other words, if we cross above and the move just keeps going before we get a pullback, that to me is not as attractive. Even though it is the first pullback, I'm really looking for when we get that shift and it happens pretty quickly. All right. Now, if we look at something like MMM, all right, we've got this move to the downside on the weekly chart. All right, so this is on a weekly chart, and we get a zero line move. Now, what I've noticed about this particular signal is that if there's a move, if the move happens from a distance away, so the MACD crosses after a pretty substantial move, it's actually a more attractive signal. All right, so you can look for it in either direction. So you could do the zero line, and you could sort it by zero and then look for all the ones that are crossing above and look for the ones that are all crossing below. Okay, and then look for that first signal, that first rally back to the 18. That to me is the most obvious and best case for a new trade. So that's what I would be looking for there. And again, it can happen to the downside when you're playing these. It doesn't have to be to the upside. And you're looking for kind of a move that has some momentum already built in because it's coming from a pretty good distance, and it snaps through that zero line level, and then you look for the first rally or first pullback. All right. Something like Goldman Sachs is another example of, you see how it garnered a lot of strength off the low, like right off the low, it had good dynamics. The price action was very strong, and it was coming off of this kind of a almost like a spike low in price, and it had really good dynamics behind the move. Now, in the case when you look at the ADX, this was actually what I would consider to be a climax low. Because you had strength on the ADX based on the sellers, and then look at the immediate move by green coming and taking over. So this is very important to understand, right? If we've got this big red ADX peak here, and then we immediately come back up through and take out the last red DI peak with a strong green DI, then you have to be thinking that we're in a climax low. All right, so that's something you want to be on the lookout for. You can also see the volume, heavy volume out, heavy volume in. Certainly looks like a climax pattern to me. Now, you get this strong move, and then you get a kind of a pause. So it's not necessarily a pullback to the 18, but a really nice pause right around the zero line. And I think that's a pretty solid signal when you can get that that way. All right, look at something like McDonald's, same thing. This is very clean. And you can see that we had just essentially formed a break of the trend line, right? We came back and tested and then made a move to the upside. Now, for those on the aggressive end of the spectrum, if you've broken the trend line and 2 is the test, and you come back up through here, right here is a signal, and you're right in the area of the zero line. Yeah, if you want to play this, you can definitely do it. Now, there's something else that's going on here. If you look at what happened with the ADX peaks, look at all these ADX peaks, strong ADX peaks on the downside, and then we make this low right here that's testing this bottom, and you get nothing. All right, so we know that there's a pretty good chance we got a reversal coming. So you really could have taken this as an early signal. You had just barely crossed the zero line. It would have been showing up if you were going through and looking. It would have been showing up here on this pullback, on this rally, and then during the pullback it crossed back below. But to me, this is something, again, if you're looking at it from a bigger picture standpoint, you see you've broken the trend line, you could do that. This is also a very good signal. You're not that far away from the zero line. Again, I'm typically playing these as a trading play, not necessarily playing it, for the whole move. I would consider playing it from here and then taking targets at 2 or 3 times what I risk, and play it that way. Or you could just scale out, but I would scale out more aggressively than I typically would in our standard 2 time frame pullback trade. All right. Now, here's another example of this. Now, look at how I want to show, a few aggressive stocks, because this doesn't just happen in stuff like McDonald's, right? I mean, look at this zero line cross here, and then we get a mild test of the signal line and the zero line on this really quiet pattern, right? Nice pause to the 18, and it holds. And then you get the trigger bar here. So pretty attractive in the way that developed, really, and obviously it was very explosive. So the more of a quiet setup you get like this, the more explosive the move is going to be. Let's look at something like Zscaler. Now, Zscaler had this move to the downside off the peak, strong move, and then we crossed the zero line here. Right now, the signal line hasn't even crossed below, but we're right in the area of the signal of the zero line, and we get a pinch to the downside. And so I would look at that as a pretty good signal. Same thing with this. Either one of those, depending on your risk tolerance level and how aggressive you want to be, how quick you want to be, either one of those are, I think, pretty attractive signals from that standpoint. SPY. So we're looking at now a daily chart of the spider, and this was the low, off the low in April of this year. We get a strong move, and then look at how this crossed the zero line. You see how we get this move where we cross this zero line, and then we instantly get a pinch play right after that, all right? So this quick little hit, all right, it's a very good little pattern to be on the lookout for. Obviously, we had broken the trend line. We had a climatic bottom develop in the way that it's set up. And good signal from that standpoint. Certainly, we can do that off the indices periodically. And then look at this. This is a 15-minute chart of Intel. All right. Now, again, look at the way this played out. You had the reversal pattern and break the trend line. You come back and you test. And the test is the two forming is after the cross of the zero line. So you want to be on the lookout for this. This is something that'll really improve your confidence level when you're trying to trade these. So in other words, if I'm playing a 1, 2, 3 reversal and I know the 2 is right here, but I also know the 2 is the zero line cross, that's going to give me a lot more confidence to take that trade, right? Green is taking back over on the upside, and we get a pretty nice move. Now, again, you can play these for trades. You can trail a stop if you want, but I mean, for the most part, I would play this for a trading move and try and take advantage of what we've seen. In other words, as below, so above. Meaning, if you look at the way this played out, in a lot of cases, the distance this went from below is going to be the distance we go above. Now, it went a little bit beyond that, but the point I'm making is that you watch that MACD, and if you start to get up into the area from a distance from about the same distance you were below, and you get that above, that's a pretty good spot to be thinking about taking trading profits. All right. So hopefully this made sense. I know it's not exactly the first time I've talked about the zero line cross, but in the way that I'm showing it, I hope this makes sense. You can see this was actually a negative version of this. Took a little bit longer to really kick in. But the point I'm making is that you want to take advantage of that zero line, the dot, literally 0.00, and look for that on both sides of the equation. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.